Hey geeks and gamers, I'm very excited. I'm here to review one of my favorite games of all time, Jak and Daxter and the Precursor Legacy for the PlayStation 2.
I have spent my life searching for the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find. Who were the Precursors? Why did they create the vast monoliths that litter our planet? How did they harness eco, the life energy of the world? What was their purpose? And why did they vanish? I have asked the plants, but they do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks, but the rocks do not recall. Even the rocks do not recall. Every bone in my body tells me that the answers rest on the shoulders of a young boy. Oblivious to his destiny, uninterested in the search for truth, and rejecting of my guidance. And why would he want to listen to old Samus the Sage anyway? I'm only the master of green eco, one of the wisest men on the planet.
Jak and Daxter and the Precursor Legacy is the first game in the Jak and Daxter series, developed by Naughty Dog. This is what they created right after they got done with the Crash Bandicoot games on the PlayStation 1. Games that you should know I'm very, very familiar and love. I love Crash Bandicoot. So of course, whenever Naughty Dog transitioned over to the PS2, I transitioned with them. Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, is probably one of my favorite games of all time. It's definitely in my top 10 list. I go back and forth on whether I like this game or one of its two sequels more. But in terms of the 3D platformer genre on PS2, just strictly 3D platformer, like the collectathon genre, this is the pinnacle.
What are we doing here anyway, Jak? This place gives me the creeps. Huh? Oh, stupid precursor junk. Eek! What is that dark ooze? It sure don't look friendly. The sage yaps on about the precursors that built this place all the time. Where did they go? Why did they build this crap? Now, I like precursor orbs and power cells as much as the next guy. But if you ask me, they must have been real losers. Wow! How did you do that? I think we're in trouble! Man, that stung! I told you we shouldn't have come here, and you listened! What? Okay, I'm fine.
Jak and Daxter's story is pretty simple. You play as Jak, and your friend Daxter has fallen into a vat of dark eco, basically dark magic, that's turned him into an Otzel. Now you've set off on a great quest to transform him back, and other plot points crop up during the story, but that's the basics to get you started. Like I said, this is a collectathon platformer similar to something like Mario 64, where you're going to go to each area, you're going to do objectives to earn the collectible, what's a star in Mario 64 would be a power cell in Jak and Daxter. You're going to collect orbs at each stage. It's basic collectathon platforming fare. What makes Jak and Daxter special what makes this game stand out, and honestly why I'm glad the sequels shifted away from this, is just the fact that this game feels so organic.
Hey! Little furry dude! Oh, I thought for a moment you were my muse.
Your what?
Haven't you ever seen a muse before? It's a little glowing squirrel about your size, full of spunk, and crazy as a lark.
Oh, I get it. Like a sidekick.
As a matter of fact, without my muse, I just can't sculpt. But with her around, I see beauty in everything, you know? Right now, I couldn't chisel my way out of a box.
The world of Jak and Daxter and the Precursor Legacy just feels alive while you're playing it. There's no load times. Well, there are load times, but they're cleverly hidden. You're not ever going to notice them. You just feel like you're in one big world the entire time. And for an early PS2 game, that's pretty damn impressive. The characters are well animated and well voice acted. The locations all feel like a natural part of the environment. You're going to go through jungles, temples, fucking love snow areas, swamps. Like, you're going to go through these places that feel like they belong to the world around them. You're never going to go to anywhere too outlandish. It's not going to be like, say, Mario, where you're going to go to a world made of clouds, or, DK64, where you're going to waste your entire time playing that game. The worlds in Jak feel cohesive, and that's pretty damn impressive. If you're not a fan of collectathon platformers, though, I don't know if this game can win you over. I've heard people complain about the aesthetic. It's like a mixture of like comic book and anime in a weird way, with the way the characters look and talk. I actually like that quite a bit. And the gameplay, like I said, I don't think it's going to win non-collectathon fans over. You're still going to be doing tasks for people to collect things. You're still going to be, doing that sort of jargon that you've done in tons of other collectathon platformers, which I think at this point in time, whenever this game came out, was maybe getting a little tired. So this isn't going to win you over. I say if you like this world and you don't like collectathon platformers, play Jak 2 or 3. I think that is probably the way to go for you. You can get into Jak 2 without really knowing much about Jak 1. Stuff does come up, but the most of the plot is pretty outside of the first game when it comes to the sequels. So Jak 1 kind of, to me, exists in its own strange bubble, where it's just one really fucking good 3D platformer. Then they went on to do Jak 2 and 3, which are also great, fantastic games, but it shifts so drastically that this game is just kind of in its own spot. It would have been. I'm kind of curious to see like an alternate timeline where Jak continued on from the first game in this style, to see if they would have improved it, and how they would have improved it. What I still appreciate this game the way that I do now. But since it's just one of a kind, even within its own series, I think that's why I love this game. Jak 1 is a game that I used to love. I'd have off for like a snow day from school. I would crawl up with my wireless PS2 controller, play, be snuggled in under a blanket, and I would just spend the entire day 100% completing Jak 1 because it's totally doable. You can 100% this game in like 6 or 7 hours. So that was something I used to love doing. It's a game that I've beat multiple times. It's a game I'm always going to come back to. Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, is just very special to me. So if you like collectathon 3D platformers, it comes highly recommended. Highly recommended. And if those aren't your thing, but you like action games with guns and cars and open worlds, I think Jak 2 would be your thing. It's a total flip of the coin. Keeps a few things intact, but they totally changed the script. Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, like I said, it's probably up there in my top 10 games of all time. A list that, I need to make that at some point just to see. Like, just to like really write out and see what my top 10 games are of all time. That would take a lot of thought, though. I would really have to, because I like a lot of games, so I would really have to sit down and think about that. Also, Daxter's fucking hilarious.
I always wonder if I'm losing body parts in those things. Holy yakkow! The Red Sage's lab looks worse than the Blues.
Well, it definitely looks as though there's been a struggle here.
I'd hardly call it struggle. Would you, dear sister?
Certainly not. The Red Sage gave up with so little effort. No fun at all.
Gall? Is that you? You've finally gone off the deep end, eh? And Maya, I told you the dark eco would affect you both. Nobody ever listens to old Samos. What have you two done with the Blue and Red Sages?
Don't worry about your colorful friends, you old fool. They're perfectly safe in our citadel. Our special guests.
They have graciously agreed to help us on a little project.
You were wrong, Samos. Dark Eco can be controlled. We've learned its secrets, and now we can reshape the world to our liking.
You can't control Dark Eco by itself. Even the Precursors.
Until now, we've had to scrape by with what little Dark Eco we could find near the surface. But soon, we will have access to the vast stores of Dark Eco hidden deep underground.
Not the silos.
Yes, the silos. They will be opened, and all the Dark Eco of the world will be ours.
But that's impossible. Only a Precursor robot.
Oh, don't look so upset, Samos. We've got big plans for you.
Wait a minute! That was Gall? The same Gall who's supposed to change me back? Gall is the guy trying to kill us? I'm doomed.